I'm so amazed because since I signed up for this, I was wondering whether I was going to get picked, and I had all of these different questions, and I had so many different questions. And this morning, as people were raising your hand, you kept kind of picking people from this side of the room, and I'm way over there. So I didn't think I was
We heard you.
So I was going to have a chance.
It's like she's over there somewhere.
Yeah. But as you were talking to him, I was like, Sonara, the problem is that you have so many questions and you don't have any clarity around what you want to ask because you have so many, you can go on forever. And I think I just said, in that moment, I said, I'm clear about what I'm going to ask. I have all these questions, and none of them matter as much as understanding how I can use this for my child. I was like, I had all these different questions, and then it just came to me. I'm like, the most important thing is how do I start to raise my child in a way that she learns her own power and what she can do? Because the other day, I've learned about you, encountered you about in April, and the changes have been amazing. But last weekend, we were on a trip, and it was 4th of July weekend, and she's a very privileged child, which I'm very grateful for because I was not privileged. So she tends sometimes, for the most part, she's very gracious and grateful, but sometimes it's like she's in the most perfect situation and she wants to complain. And I'm constantly like trying to instill
Step 5, that's step 5.
I'm trying to instill a sense of appreciation in her. And so we went to watch the fireworks.
Instill or force?
Well, just help her, I don't know.
Defy law of attraction and get her to feel something that she's not feeling in this moment. And introduce frustration to you, which makes you give her the label of overindulged or unappreciative.
Maybe.
And she's saying, hey, Mom, I'm just being contrast that you have the ability to overcome. But if you need me to be exactly as you need me to be in order for you to feel good, then we have a lot more work to do together.
Okay. Okay, but my question is, that, so here we are, we go through the trouble of bringing her to see the fireworks.
The trouble.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
Sacrifice. I've sacrificed my happiness to do for you, you spoiled little brat. Something that I don't really want to do, and you have the nerve to not like this? You're gonna like this, and you're gonna like it right now.
Okay. So finally to my question. We were watching the fireworks and she's complaining, and I said, Carmina, this is for you, for you. She's like, no, it's not for me, it's for everyone here. And I didn't know how to answer that to her because I know you and in hearing you talk about appreciation and this is for you, the sun came out for you and this came out for you, and think of it that way. So I was trying to tell her, look how beautiful this is and this is for you, and she questioned it and I didn't know how to respond, and all week.
But you see, she was responding to your vibration because you weren't letting it be for you. As she was feeling ornery about it, you were letting her orneriness take away your fun. So you weren't letting the beautiful fireworks be for you. And so you said, this is for you, and she's saying it's for everyone. That's really powerful truth, isn't it? This is for everyone. And yet you were not thrilled with the fireworks because there was a condition that was behaving differently than you wanted. We're not at all wanting to point out wrongness in your behavior. We're wanting you to understand that together you help each other to remember who you really are. And children remember it even better than their parents. They're closer to it. When you tell us this story, and everyone relates, certainly everyone with children certainly relates, or everyone who was a child, which means everybody relates. When you tell a story like this, you're wanting to point it at the perspective of your little girl, and we're wanting to point it at the perspective of you. You see, your very question is, how can I teach my child about vibration? How can I teach my child about happiness? And we want to say, you don't have to teach anybody about happiness. It is a natural gift that everyone can find or not, that stumbles on or doesn't. But since words really don't teach, it's through the clarity of your example. So if you had been thrilled with what you were seeing, if you were over the moon about what you were seeing, if it was something that was exciting to you, if you've been in a high-flying, eager, good place, if you were looking at the world through those kind of eyes in that moment, you would not have been aware of anyone who was not involved in that joy. That's the thing that is so important to understand about alignment. Alignment trumps everything. Alignment trumps your awareness that someone else isn't happy. So if you are in any moment aware that somebody else isn't happy, you're not happy. You're not tuned in, tapped in, turned on, because you know why anyone, we're talking about your little girl now first, you know why she might feel some negative emotion sometimes? Because she finds an opinion that her inner being is not finding in that moment. You know why you would feel negative emotion in any moment? Because you have found an opinion that your inner being isn't finding in that moment. So you cannot do anything other than resonate with your own inner being. You cannot do that for someone else. And that's the thing that is so confounding to so many parents and grandparents and mentors and people who are wanting to uplift, is because you're wanting to instill in them a sense of well-being and happiness that they must achieve on their own. And the thing that's so backfiring and so backwards and so confounding and so confusing about it is your every effort in order to help them feel the thing you want to feel is counterproductive to them ever finding it. Because it's like you're trying to force them into a feeling that you've conjured without allowing them the vibrational latitude in order to find it on their own. It is equivalent to wanting so much for your little girl to be good at riding the bicycle that every day you ride the bicycle for her. And she says, can I get on? You say, no, just watch me. Watch how balanced I am. Until she actually starts getting on it and riding it. And so if you don't allow her to feel negative emotion, then she's not going to ever revel in the positive emotion that she is discovering, you see. Parents, we love you so much. You care too much. You care too much about all of the things that your children are experiencing. So we want to say to you, her entitlement, her privilege isn't about the beautiful lifestyle that she is living with you. It isn't about you having feathered her nest. The privilege that you want her to recognize and to revel in is that she gets to feel good because she wants to, no matter what. And if she wants to say to you, I don't want to feel good right now, and I'm choosing not to feel good right now, what you want to do is not argue with her about it. You want to just say, okay, honey, you're right. You get to feel how you want to feel. This beautiful world is here for all of us. These beautiful fireworks are here for all of us. And each of us gets to have as much fun right now as we decide to have. And then demonstrate through the clarity of your example how much fun you're having. With big people stuff, you don't have to have fun over the stuff that she's having fun over. You get to have fun over a good idea. You get to have fun over a delicious meal. You get to have fun over a magnificent sunset. You get to choose the things, but what you want to do is demonstrate your alignment on a really regular basis, not because you want to teach her that alignment. You will, but that's not the reason. The reason you want to find it is because unless you have it, you have nothing to demonstrate or nothing to give anyway. Then it's just hollow, empty words, and that's what she called you on. That's what she called you on. She was not necessarily arguing with the exactness of what you were saying, but what she wanted to say is, you're not being happy right now in this moment, and you're using me as the reason. That's what she wanted to say to you.
Wow.
And something that is so interesting about it is that so often it is really the other way. Look how often you revel. Look how much joy you have. Look how much fun you have. Just don't get fixated on something that feels like a problem and hold yourself in a vibration until your children, who want to let it go, they want to let it go. They don't want you to make such big hairy deals over things that they know don't matter. And that really is what parenting mostly is these days. Parenting is mostly, hey, My parents made a big hairy deal over this, and I'm making a big hairy deal over this. And I'm the mother, and you're the daughter. And so I'm just going to make this a big hairy deal. And they're disinterested. They don't care. And then you make the stakes higher. Then you make them care, and they still don't care until eventually they are demonstrating a lot of aloofness because they're wanting to show you that they want to connect with what feels good, not with what your idea of what feels good is. We're giving you more than you really are asking for here, and more than this situation really calls for. But you've activated the parenting vibration. You've activated this important conversation about everyone has an inner being, and everyone, no matter how little they are, and everyone's inner being is calling them to the fullness of who they are on their path of least resistance. And there's a very strong tendency for parents to want to somehow do something to soften or affect or diffuse or even fix or even be the path of least resistance for their children. And that's what's making you use the word privileged more than all of the wonderful things that are in your little girl's life. It's that there's this feeling within you that you must pave this way. And what she wants you to understand and what we want you to understand is it's no fun when somebody else does that. You think it is. You think it would be fun. You think it would be fun if someone else would make this work and make this work and make this work. But every time that happens, it's as if you're saying, not out loud, but meaning, I do this for you because I see you cannot do this for yourself. I do this for you because I see you cannot do this for yourself. And so there is a gentle eroding of a sense of ownership of one's own life. And little ones coming in these days, they're feeling it so strongly that they're almost defiant with their parents. So what this is really about is about you not trying to be the path of least resistance for your child. You seek your path of least resistance, and that's all you've got. That's all you can do, and that is enough. And as you seek your path of least resistance, so you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and flying high, then you'll start rendezvousing with your little one when she is doing the same. We would like to encourage you to slow down and savor wherever you are just a little more, to catch more glimpses about how we feel about where you are along the way, to take more pleasure in this journey. We said to our friends who got on board this magnificent cruise ship here in Seattle a week ago, we said to them, you got on in Seattle, and in a few days you will get off in Seattle. And so wouldn't it be disappointing if the captain just said to you, hello, we're glad you're here, and since you're getting on exactly where you're going to get off, we'd like you to now get off. This journey is now complete. And you would say, but wait, I didn't start this journey just to get to where I was going. I knew I was going to come back to Seattle, but I was interested in things along the way. I was interested in the new experiences, the new conversations, the new perspectives, the new opportunity, the new contrasts, the new giving birth to new desires. And that's the way we want you to feel in every moment of your experience. We want you to stand where you are, happy and proud and satisfied about where you are. Because even though it is true, you have introduced sometimes unnecessary resistance to your path. That resistance that is upon your path is serving you. Otherwise, it would not be there. You said, I will go forth into a time-space reality where there is contrast and variety, and out of it will be born my desires. And that certainly is something that is happening for you. Because of you, the universe is expanding. Because of you, we're able to focus with you into this leading edge. We cannot find words enough to describe to you the appreciation we feel for the ongoingness that you provide, for the eternalness that you put into eternity. But we can promise you that every step along your journey, we will be there with you, proud of you, and sure with you. And that if you feel just a little bit, you will begin to feel the worthiness that is natural. And once you hook into that feeling of self-pride and worthiness, right place, right timeness, which is what we feel about you all the time, then wherever you are will yield to you all that you want it to.